Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to listen very carefully. Sometimes Allah speaks to us not through a voice we can hear, but through the silence we feel in our hearts. It's not always a loud thunderclap or a dream in the night. Number often, it's the slow unraveling of what we thought was secure. It's the deep discomfort that doesn't go away. It's the sleepless nights, the heavy prayers, the moments where nothing makes sense anymore. You try to hold on, you beg Allah for answers, but everything keeps falling apart. This is not coincidence. Sometimes the most merciful thing Allah does for us is to make staying unbearable, because He knows what lies ahead and He's telling you it's time to walk away. Today I want to share with you 5 clear, powerful signs that Allah is guiding you to let go. Not tomorrow, not after more heartbreak, but right now. Because where He is leading you is always better than what you're afraid to leave. 1, your heart is no longer at peace. There was a time when you woke up with lightness in your chest, a steady confidence that carried you through your day. You smiled easily, prayed with focus, and even the smallest tasks felt meaningful. Now, it's as if a dull weight presses down on you from the moment you open your eyes. What used to feel effortless now feels like a struggle. This creeping heaviness in your heart is not mere bad days piling up. It is a sign that something essential in your life is out of balance. The Prophet, peace be upon him, reminded us that true righteousness brings serenity, while sin or misplaced attachments stir the soul into turmoil. In Sahih Muslim, he said, righteousness is in good character, and sin is what wavers in your heart. In other words, when your inner self wavers, when you feel uneasy or restless, it is your soul's alarm bell ringing. Imagine a vase that once held clear, calm water. Over time, dirt and debris accumulate. The water becomes murky, and the vase cannot reflect light anymore. In the same way, your heart becomes clouded when you cling to things, people, places, or paths that no longer serve your well-being. You might mentally justify staying. It's just a rough patch, or if I try harder, it will improve. But each excuse only gives more time for that murk to spread. Pay attention to how you feel when you pause and close your eyes. Does a tightness settle in your chest? Do your thoughts race in circles? Does your prayer feel like an obligation rather than a comfort? These sensations are your heart speaking to you before your mind has even processed what is wrong. This inner knowledge is not weakness. It is wisdom granted to you by Allah's mercy. Allah places peace, sakana, in our hearts when we are on the right path, and draws it back when we need to be redirected. When that peace is withdrawn, it may be His gentle way of guiding you away from harm you haven't yet seen. He loves you too much to let you remain where your soul can only wither. So when you notice this heaviness, this loss of serenity, do not push it aside. Reflect, make dua, and have the courage to walk away. Trust that by leaving what disturbs your heart, you are stepping toward the tranquility Allah intends for you. 2, you keep making dua for something but Allah keeps blocking it. Think back to the nights when you poured out your heart in prayer, hands raised, tears falling, words trembling on your lips. You asked with all the sincerity in your soul, "Oh Allah, grant me this job, this relationship, this comfort." You woke every morning hopeful, only to face another closed door or unanswered call. It didn't make sense. You became frustrated, wondering, is Allah deaf to my cries? But consider this, sometimes what feels like rejection is actually a shield. Imagine a gardener who waters every plant in the field, yet notices one sapling wilting under full sun. Instead of letting it wither, he carefully moves it to a shaded spot where it can thrive. In the same way, Allah, Al-Kafiz, the protector, sees what you cannot. He turns you away from what would scorch you. When every route you take becomes blocked, job interviews fall through, proposals dissolve, plans collapse, pause and reflect. Don't assume Allah has forgotten you. Rather, trust that He has better plans. The Quran reminds us, it may be that you dislike a thing and it is good for you. Al-Baqarah 2:216. In other words, what you're desperate for now might be the very thing that harms you later. Ask yourself, how many times have you found relief or blessing down a different path, one you never expected? Perhaps a failed opportunity led you to discover a hidden talent, or a broken relationship prepared you for a more righteous companion. These twists and turns are not random, they are divine redirections. So when you feel the sting of unanswered dua, when doors slam in your face, recognize it as a loving nudge from Allah. Instead of forcing your way, take a step back, renew your trust. Say, "Oh Allah, if this is not good for me, keep it away and bring what is better." Then walk away from those dead ends. By letting go of what Allah is blocking, you open yourself to the blessings He is quietly preparing. And sooner than you think, you'll look back and see how those closed doors were keys to doors infinitely more beautiful. 3, you're compromising your deen just to stay. My brothers and sisters, pause for a moment and reflect on this. When you cling so tightly to a person, a job, a friendship, or a place that you find yourself slipping away from the very foundations of your faith, what are you really holding on to? There comes a point when sacrifice crosses the line into self-destruction. Think about it. You used to pride yourself on your 5 daily prayers. You greeted each salah with calm focus, knowing it was your lifeline to Allah. Now you find excuses. "I'll make it up later. I'm too busy," or "everyone else is okay without it." You once recited Quran with your full heart. Now the mushaf sits untouched. You wore your hijab with dignity and conviction. Now you lower your gaze, afraid of what others might say. When the cost of staying is your prayer, your modesty, or your confidence in calling yourself a believer, that environment is not worth the price. Imagine a tree growing on rocky ground. It may survive for a season, but its roots never find the nourishment they need. A life lived in compromise will never flourish. Ask yourself, is this person or place inspiring you to draw closer to Allah, or is it pulling you further away? Do you find yourself questioning halal and haram boundaries just so you can remain? When you greet others, do you feel the peace of a Muslim heart, or do you feel the weight of concealed guilt? These are the alarm bells of your iman sounding. Allah has entrusted your soul to you, and no worldly attachment should eclipse that trust. Holding on at the expense of your relationship with Him is like trading your diamond for glass. It may look similar, but the value and strength are incomparable. Therefore, recognize this sign. If your commitment to Allah is weakening because of what or who you refuse to leave behind, it is time to walk away. Step back, reclaim your prayer, reclaim your honor, and place your deen above all else. By doing so, you honor the covenant between you and Allah, and you open yourself to blessings far greater than any temporary comfort this world can offer. 4, the environment is draining your soul. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an almost physical pull on your spirit? A heaviness settles in your chest, your shoulders slump, and you wonder why your energy has vanished before you even exchange a single word. This is no accident. Allah places us in environments that either uplift or erode our iman. And when He wants to guide us away from a place, the very air around us begins to feel toxic. Imagine a lush garden teeming with vibrant flowers and birdsong. Every step you take brings you joy and renewal. Now picture that same garden, once beautiful, now overrun with weeds, thorns scratching at your ankles, and rotting fruit on the ground. What was once nourishing becomes harmful. If you remain there, your health would suffer, your feet wounded, your heart saddened. So too with people and places in our lives. Perhaps you spend time with individuals whose conversation is dominated by gossip, mockery, or foul language. What begins as harmless banter soon seeps into your own speech. You find yourself repeating jokes that carry hidden poison. Or maybe you're in an office where unethical shortcuts are praised and integrity is mocked. Day after day, your values are chipped away until you scarcely recognize your own reflection. Even social media can become a subtle trap. Endless scrolling feeds envy, comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You feel inadequate, anxious, restless, your heart pounding for approval that never truly satisfies. Allah says in His book that He commands the believers, "O you who believe, protect yourselves." Letting His honor guard your heart means we must also protect our surroundings. When an environment's influence pushes you to lower your standards, to smile at things that violate your principles, or to shield your faith just to fit in, it is not tolerance. It is slow erosion of your soul. Pay attention to restless mornings before you even step out. Notice the tension rising when your phone buzzes with certain group messages. Feel how your du'as become rushed prayers just to check a box, rather than moments of genuine worship. All these signals are the echoes of your heart crying out, "This environment no longer serves me." Leaving may feel daunting. Change can be messy and unsettling, but consider the alternative. Staying guarantees a slow fading of your light, and your soul, precious, entrusted to you by Allah, deserves to live in clear air where your faith can breathe and grow. So when you realize that the circle you keep, the office you walk into, or the digital world you scroll through leaves you feeling empty, heed that warning. Have the courage to step away, even if it means starting over. Surround yourself with what uplifts, sincere companionship, positive reminders of Allah, and spaces, physical or virtual, that glorify good rather than glamorize sin. By walking away from what drains you, you open the door to environments that nourish your iman. You protect your heart from becoming a barren wasteland, and you choose the path of life and light that Allah intended for you. 5. Your efforts are met with constant harm. You have poured your heart into this, countless hours of work, endless patience, and sincere prayers. You have given it your best, believing that steadfastness will bring reward. Yet every time you turn a corner, you stumble across betrayal. Every step forward seems to end in insult, backbiting, or broken promises. No matter how hard you try, pain and humiliation are the only harvest you reap. Imagine a traveler carrying a precious cargo by hand. With each mile, he expects his burden to be lighter as he approaches his destination. Instead, stones are tied around his feet, slowing him down. When he looks up, the path ahead is no clearer than the one behind. That is your journey when efforts are met with constant harm. Patience is a noble virtue in Islam, but it is not intended to become self-destruction. Allah praises those who are steadfast in adversity, yet He does not endorse remaining in a situation that is clearly destructive to body, mind, and soul. If your perseverance is breathing poison into your spirit rather than nourishment, then patience has become a trap, and Allah's mercy is calling you to break free. Have you noticed how the words "Inshallah" slip from your lips when you speak of your plans, but your heart already fears disappointment? Do you find yourself explaining away mistreatment they meant no harm, only to return and receive more disrespect? Every time you muster courage to stand up for yourself, you are met with ridicule or worse, silence. These repeated cycles are not coincidences. They are divine signals that this path is not meant for you. Pause and reflect. Allah is the best of planners. When He opens a door, He grants comfort and